right. Let's get 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 it right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial. And this is No Filters.
Erika Kirk.
Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. Woo. Let's get into this here.
Is getting exposed yet again, but this time for protecting. Erika Kirk is getting exposed yet again, but this time for protecting her husband's murderer. It's bad, and Candace Owens has a thing or two to say about it.
Do you believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband? Yes, I do.
Chris in the building. How we coming?
This could be the face of the villain in a horror movie. Oh goodness. Yes, she does. This face says, yes, I do. And if you don't, then I'll kill you too.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality? I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our...
Oh yeah, you've seen the autopsy report, but you won't let anyone else see it?
Pulled together?
You've seen the case pulled together, and it's exactly what the FBI fed you in a buffet style of pick and choose, whatever you want to believe.
The person that was on that phone that said that quote was actually Erika.
Wait. Well, we skipped a little bit ahead there. Where did we go? Point is, Erika Kirk has seen the case. No, she hasn't, because she hasn't even looked into the case at all. Like, literally, a perfect example of her not seeing the case is when Candace Owens told everyone that Charlie was texting people the day before he died that they're going to kill me. And Erika Kirk claimed, no, he did not do that. Turns out, well, she never actually looked at the case. She never looked into this to even see if it was true or not. And months later, she was forced to look into it and realized it was true. Erika Kirk has not seen the case. That is yet another lie.
Our case pulled together?
The person that was on that phone that said that quote was actually Erika. Erika claims Andrew went rogue and also the surgeon went rogue and violated HIPAA.
Right. I wonder what quote she's talking about, but I'm assuming it's the, they're gonna kill me? Backfired. Witness accidentally confirms Fort Huachuca incident. Yeah, that's what she's talking about.
My source says that no, the surgeon did not violate HIPAA and he never said that.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca.
Wow, it really doesn't surprise me that Erika was at the military base dressed in a sports bra. I mean, because he said it matches this description perfectly. Like the things she wears, she could have definitely, totally, possibly, maybe been in a sports bra at the military base.
Lobby the night before.
Erika Kirk just went mental after Candace Owens leaked some fresh information about the alleged plot to protect the real Charlie Kirk shooter. And now Candace is saying Erika needs...
Right, because Erika Kirk is not even mad about her husband dying. She's more mad at Candace Owens. Isn't that weird?
Shadow dial in the
Like, this is just flat out in the open kind of stuff we're talking about. Erika is pissed at Candace Owens, like furious, because she's looking into the case of who killed Charlie. And yet, she's not even mad at the guy that she claims killed Charlie? It's kind of weird.
Professional help because she doesn't even seem human at this point.
I think that these people are not humans, that they're sentinels that maybe look like humans. That's how I feel like.
So it looked...
Right, and just so you know, this clip is, Candace is joking. She doesn't actually think they're not humans. Now, could they be reptilians? Could they be, could they be part of the 13 satanic families passed down from the Nephilim in the Old Testament? Could they be related to these, so half alien, half human, part demon hybrids? Maybe, but Candace was joking around here. I saw this
Not
on the show.
humans, that they're sentinels that maybe look like humans.
They're
That's what I feel.
acting. She's been acting robotic. Everyone in TPUSA has been acting like performance robots who are designed only to work.
So it looks like Candace finally realized that meeting Erika in person was a complete waste of time. Why? Because according to Candace, Erika is now again trying to deflect, deny, and gaslight.
Well, I don't think meeting with Erika was a waste of time, even if Candace got zero information out of it, which we already know she did. That's where Erika Kirk finally admitted that, yes, Charlie was texting people the night before he died that they're going to kill me. So, yes, Charlie was onto it. Charlie Kirk has looked more into the case of his own murder than Erika Kirk has looked into it, for goodness sakes. But no, Candace's meeting with Erika was a good thing for both parties, really. But for Candace, because Erika said, I'm not going to do a live show with you until after we've met privately. She said that publicly. Erika Kirk put that in her tweet. We're not going to do any public talks until we've talked privately. Okay, Erika, now you and Candace have talked privately. Can we get the public live stream, please, that Candace was asking for? Can you come on Candace's show? You know what I mean? I don't think, bro, don't give me this business about how, Candace needs to fly to Tennessee or wherever, Arizona, to go be on Erika's show or the TPUSA show. No. Erika needs to fly to Candace to be on Candace's show. You know what I'm saying? Duh.
Candace is now alleging that TPUSA spokesman Andrew Colvett and Erika worked together to provide Erika with a fake alibi for her whereabouts during that secret military meeting that happened just one day before Charlie was assassinated. After an eyewitness placed Erika at a hotel near the base, Andrew shared a photo Erika sent him, claiming she was...
Right. But here's the problem with this photo. Up here, it clearly says September 9th. And Mitch's accusations of Erika is that she was at the military base on September 8th. So even if these are Erika's kids, and even if that is Erika's finger, and even if this we don't even know where this picture is taken. We don't even know where this location is. Even if it is where it is, it's on the wrong date. They tried to trick us, and they couldn't do it. They literally tried to give fake evidence, and even in their fake evidence, they gave the accidental proof that it's fake. And you know what I mean, fake. It was manipulative evidence, a picture taken on a different day than when they're claiming.
Actually home with her kids. However, that photo is now being questioned for authenticity. But that's not all. Andrew Colvett also previously claimed the surgeon who tried to save Charlie called it a miracle that the bullet supposedly never exited the body. But
Whoa, let me see this. Surgeon who operated on Charlie Kirk's neck reveals final miracle, which stopped others being killed. His bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like the man of steel. Wow. I'm assuming that surgeon believes the gun actually shot Charlie in the neck, into which case he's like blown away, like, wow, whoa, bullets from a gun like that usually just blast through the neck. Charlie is a man of steel. Because he's the only person ever, in any case I've ever seen, where the bullet got trapped by his bone. It's almost as if it wasn't even a gun that shot Charlie.
To save Charlie called it a miracle that the bullet supposedly never exited the body. But turns out,
a miracle would be that Charlie Kirk survived. There's no miracles happening here. Just satanic rituals.
Surgeon at all. According to Candace, it came straight from Erika herself. Now, why would Erika just invent something like that? And more importantly, why isn't she, as Charlie's widow, pushing for complete transparency instead of constantly trying to shut things down? Well, the more you dig into this, the more it's starting to feel like this story isn't just messy, it's dark.
Dude, it still just blows me away that Erika Kirk doesn't want people to look into Charlie's murder. How do you know this? Because she went on public TV and told everyone, stop questioning the FBI's narrative. That is so suspicious. that is so like stupidly obvious that there's a cover up or she's hiding something. It makes no sense at all that she wouldn't want people looking into her husband's murder. It makes no sense at all to the point where it like saddens me that anyone at all would hear Erika telling people to stop looking into the murder and be on her side. And the way she got them to do that, to be on her side, was to play the victim card of just a sad widow and, you know, we should care to her every need. Okay, if a woman just lost her husband like from a natural accident, we should rally around her and care for her every need. The Bible even commands us as Christians to go spend time with widows and to take care of them. But so she's using that to say like, okay, she knows that all of our natural reactions, if we're good people, is to like want to please her because she's in this sad moment, and she's using that to tell people to stop looking into the murder. It's sick. It's sick, it's disturbing, and it's wrong. And you're not insane for feeling like it's just something isn't right about this.
But we serve a just God.
I gotta see that again, I'm sorry. Whatever Erika keeps doing.
We serve a just God. And I rest easy in knowing that He's sovereign, but He's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
So Candace
Whoa, man. Whoa. She is really good at working those eyes. Am I right?
Again, firing shots at Erika Kirk, despite both of them previously claiming their 4-hour meeting was productive. And if what Candace is saying is true, Erika is now being directly implicated in the alleged plot surrounding Charlie's death.
Yeah, dude, Erika finally owned up to the fact. So the fact that Erika is so late on these things being revealed in the Charlie Kirk murder case, and she is so late to finally find out that it's true or admit that stuff is true, shows you she's not really looking into the case. Or, that's the good side. Worst case scenario, she actually was a part of the murder and is trying to stop people from finding that out.
Erika recently asked Candace to stop with the so-called conspiracy theories, claiming she was worried it could influence the jury in the case against Tyler Robinson.
Wouldn't that be inconvenient for her? Because she wants Tyler Robinson to get convicted, and she wants all of this to just blow away and disappear. She wants Tyler Robinson to get convicted as being just the guy who did this all by himself, who killed Charlie. Miraculously, the guy who snuck past the police on the college campus, the college campus's security, and TPUSA security, and he positioned himself on a rooftop directly in front of where Charlie was speaking. And so there's all these security guards around Charlie that could have easily just looked up and saw a guy on the roof, like literally, what was it, like 400 yards, 400 meters directly above, right? You're telling me that this guy miraculously did this all by himself and that no one was helping him by turning a blind eye? How inconvenient for us to not believe this for Erika.
Alleged shooter. But here's the thing. Candace never believed Tyler was the one who shot Charlie. And let's be honest, she isn't alone on that one. Most people have side-eyed that official FBI narrative from day one. But here's where Erika gets implicated in all this. During the latest...
Now, actually, the FBI on day one, Kash Patel, caught someone else and went running to the camera saying, "Oh, we caught the guy, we got the guy. We got the guy that killed Charlie." And it was just some dude in the crowd who was claiming to have killed Charlie, which is strange too. Don't even get me started on that guy, because that guy is notorious for being at all these events where public assassinations have happened. Totally weird. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what's going on there, other than it makes it even more apparent that this is all a setup and this was all planned, because how would that guy know to be at this event when Charlie's going to get assassinated? No, Kash Patel, his story has changed a bunch. And on day one, his story is night and day different than a few days later.
Episode of her podcast, Candace claimed that she didn't trust the alibi Erika provided about where she was on September 8th, 2 days before Charlie was assassinated. This all blew up after Mitch Snow, a retired U.S. Army staff member, appeared on Candace's podcast and said that back in September 2025, just days before Charlie's assassination, he was present at Fort Huachuca in Arizona. And he alleged that while he was on base, he saw individuals connected to Turning Point USA, including someone he was 95 to 99% sure was Erika Kirk.
Boom. And you know what? I owe Candace Owens an apology. I have a video getting really mad at Candace Owens because I don't know if you guys remember this, but after Candace went and met with Erika privately, her very next live stream, she was acting so weird. Candace Owens was acting weird. Candace was like all jumpy and excited, and it seemed like she was going like so light on Erika, and it almost seemed like she had been convinced or something that Erika had nothing to do with it, and it seemed like Candace was about to take like a 180 on the whole case. Anyway, everyone in the comment section of that live stream is just roasting Candace Owens, being like, what is wrong with you? Something's changed. What did they pay you a bunch of money when you met with Erika? Like, Candace was acting so giddy and happy, Candace was. And I even made a video saying like, Candace Owens, something is wrong with you, like something is up, something is so weird. And you know what, you guys? Something was up. Candace Owens, goodness, little did we know, but Candace knew that whole live stream, she didn't reveal it, but she knew she was about to drop the biggest truth bomb in the entire Charlie Kirk murder case. And she had to go through an entire live stream holding on to that information, waiting for a few more confirmations in the background so that she could, reveal all this stuff to us in the next live stream, because she wanted to make sure she had her facts straight first. But bless Candace Owens' heart. She is literally so stoked, so ready to give us the whole Fort Huachuca story. Don't forget, you guys, that story didn't even exist a few weeks ago. Like not that many, it was a few weeks ago. And we didn't even have anything about this military base. No one knew anything about it yet. And there Candace goes on her live stream acting so weird and not like herself. And as it turns out, it's because now we know she was like trying her best to hold it together, like knowing she's about to give us the biggest truth bomb. A truth bomb so big that it's like the size of a really big bomb. Like a really big bomb. That is so stupid. You know what I mean? So now we know, y'all. We know now. If Candace Owens is acting strange on her live show, it's because the next live show she's about to do, she's going to drop some of the biggest information that you've ever seen in your entire life.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby, and that man, he was present at that meeting.
Boom. See, and that is like the most important few lines right there of that entire live stream she did with Mitch, was Mitch saying Erika Kirk and Charlie's security team were meeting with a bunch of Army officials at this base. It was a secretive meeting that by a God's miracle, now this is what a miracle looks like, he happened to witness so that he could tell on them like a good man would. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, you know how in the Bible, God's people are always in like the worst case scenario ever. They have to fight giants, and then God provides a way, a solution. And it's always something ridiculous, like you're gonna go sing a bunch of music around this place and it'll all just fall down. Or for Candace's instance, a guy is gonna come to you with literally the most damning evidence of this whole case and just drop it in your lap for free. Boom. And now we got her. She's busted. Erika is. No, not just Erika. TPUSA is busted. Charlie security team caught. Guilty.
Those are really rare eyes.
You know how we know for a fact this guy saw Erika? Even he is commenting on her eyes. Her eyes, dude. I couldn't imagine the faces Erika was making at that military base for him to remember her eyes. I know he talks about how her eyes are so blue and that's why, but like, I can. Erika had to be making the stupidest faces, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that crazy biatch, she was definitely there. I've seen those eyes before."
That's 99%. I
mean, like literally, you guys, have you ever met someone who makes the faces Erika has been making lately on TV? No.
Somebody else.
Now, these are pretty serious allegations, but Erika still hasn't bothered to address them. Instead, it looks like she let TPUSA staff handle the cleanup for her. Because shortly after that episode with Mitch Snow dropped, TPUSA spokesperson Andrew Colvett slid into a YouTuber's DMs and shared an image of 2 children displayed on a phone screen with their faces covered by a finger.
Right, and so this YouTuber was doing this live stream, breaking the news that Candace had just revealed, saying, you guys, this is huge information regarding the Charlie Kirk murder case. Apparently, this man saw Erika Kirk and Charlie's security team meet on a military base, having like a secret meeting right before Charlie died. And Andrew Colvett texts that guy, starts texting that guy, being like ready to offer proof that Erika wasn't there. And Andrew Colvett is getting the text from Erika so that he can give them to the YouTuber. And it was fake. I mean, and it was bogus information. Just once again proving that Erika was there, because they can't even give us proof that she wasn't. I mean, that's ridiculous. And then Candace pointed out something good too. Why, guys, think about this, really think about this. Why is TPUSA and Erika giving proof of Erika's location to a random YouTuber rather than sending it to Candace?
What's up with you?
That just doesn't make any sense at all. Why would they not be sending the picture to Candace? I'll tell you why. It's because Candace is smart enough to look into the metadata of the picture. And if you don't know what metadata is, she's always talking about metadata. When you take a picture or any file you make on your computer, there's the title of the file, right? That's part of the data, but there's also the time that the file or picture was created, the location, there's information on whether or not the document or item has been doctored or changed at all. There's all this information you can get in metadata. So that's why Candace wants to see the metadata, is it would reveal when the picture was actually taken. Possibly it'll tell us where the picture was actually taken, and we can also see if the picture has been altered in any way. But they don't want to send Candace the picture because they don't want her to look at the metadata. They didn't want her to notice that this is a picture from September 9th, and we're accusing Erika of being at the base on September 8th.
And this was supposed to show Erika was with her kids at the time of that secret meeting at Fort Huachuca. However, Candace was not buying it, and she fired back on X and pointed out that Andrew's so-called evidence provided an alibi for the wrong date. Candace wrote, Andrew Colvett is live texting with a YouTuber offering proof that Erika wasn't at some...
Erika wasn't at some fort. He shares Erika's metadata, claiming she had dinner with Charlie Kirk and therefore could not have been at Fort Huachuca. Only problem, it's her metadata and schedule for September 9th. Andrew is being intentionally obtuse. He clearly understands the allegation made is that she was seen on September 8th. Why the intentional disinformation? Also, why not just simply text it to me rather than a random YouTuber? Boom. Why is everyone being so intentionally evasive about Fort Huachuca? These are the right questions to ask. It makes no sense. Unless they're hiding something, unless they're guilty of something. And this is the exact kind of behavior that people would have if they're guilty of something. The very thing that we're suspicious of them guilty of. This is exactly how they would behave.
Evasive about Fort Huachuca.
So this guy just starts live reading the messages that are coming in from Andrew Colvett, where he proceeds to give an alibi that no one asked for. He's like, this is what Erika was doing on September 9th. Okay, the guy said he saw her on the 8th. It's kind of like the Brian Harpole where they're just like giving us alibis for times that we're not talking about. Again, I wasn't even necessarily.
Right, and here's another interesting note about this, y'all. So it's, this Mitch guy didn't just see Erika at the military base, he also saw
Charlie Kirk. All right, you guys, happy Tuesday, and we will start with a question of the day. Now, imagine if you would that you were writing a Netflix series about a 19-year-old kid who had never been in trouble ever, actually. He'd never been arrested, never committed any crimes. He has a perfect ACT score, so he's also pretty brilliant. But for whatever reason, you decide that this protagonist is going to become a murderer. He's going to one day, out of support for his trans furry lover, maybe he's the furry and the other guy's, I don't really know. The point is he's going to assassinate a political figure in broad daylight, who, it should be mentioned, that particular political figure isn't exactly known for raging against the LGBTQ community. But anyway, that's what this person decides to do, assassinate him. So one afternoon, he scales a rooftop at a university that he never attended, and he accomplishes what he set out to do. He murders Charlie Kirk. What would you expect that young man to do next? If you're just trying to sell this as what you would expect someone to do next, logically. Well, today we are going to tell you where exactly Tyler Robinson went after he went to Dairy Queen. And it's interesting, and of course, it just pokes more holes in the Fed sloppy story. So welcome back to Candace. All right, you guys, before we get into this craziness, I want to tell you that this episode is being brought to you by Nimi Skincare. I am very intentional with the brands that I work with, and Nimi is one that I actually use every day because it's clean, simple skincare made right here in America with no ideological baggage, no nonsense, just products that work and align with my values. So you can visit NIMIskincare.com today. Okay, let's jump into this. It was allegedly Tyler Robinson. He was allegedly acting alone on a rooftop, and it is allegedly supposed to have been the first time that he ever killed a human being. So.
Oh, that's different too. Wow. Really?
Doo-doo-doo. Whoop, whoop. There it is. There it is.
Glory in the
Doesn't always work right away. Doesn't always work right away. What is going on, guys? Happy night. Merry night to all who are watching right now.
Because see, what we doing here is, first of all, hitting that like button, subscribing, and making sure your notification bell is on all to get every video Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with your boy Dilla T and my fam here at No Filters. Let me tell you what's going on right now. This situation about Erika Kirk is very so much real, because as time is growing and going on, more is coming out that she had a lot to do with the whole situation, the theory, and the fact that she wants truth to be buried. So it's a big difference. But I think the biggest thing about why we bringing her up tonight is because when we talk about relationships, talk about marriage, talk about engagement, talk about girlfriend, boyfriend, talk about just living together. You understand? There's a lot of trials and tribulations that come with that when it's not really real. Meaning the purity in the heart of real love and really wanting the person for who they are, not for what they got, not for who they can be or what you see in the future, but taking who they are right and loving them genuinely for who they are right in that moment as they grow. That's a big deal. That's a big thing. Now, when you look at people like Christy and Desmond Scott, Ruth, looking at a beautiful relationship, but you're looking at an ugly picture. And you could be looking at a beautiful picture, but an ugly relationship. That is the way of life. That's the way things have gone. You think people be married for 30 years and ain't been seen good, bad, ugly, sick, and yet they still tied in to never let go? You don't get there without good, bad, ugly, because you have to go through the fire to get on the other side. And the good part is people don't have time for that, but they want a happy, great ending. They want that long-term ending. People see couples that's been together 10, 15 years and they be like, what's the recipe? And the person to tell them the recipe is to always communicate and always apologize. I've heard that. To always communicate and always apologize. And it's a difference because when you gotta understand something. Looking at people's relationship, you don't know nothing. That's why the public can't fall in love with the Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj, the Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, the Tiana Taylor and Ermin Shepherd, the Beyonce and Jay-Z, the Remy Ma and Papoose, the Christy and Desmond, the Charlie and Erika. Follow me. You can't fall in love with these couples. What you see, some of these conversations, and think about this, Taylor Swift and the tight end from the Patriots, Kelsey. That's a PR move. Offset, Cardi B. That was a PR move. The Migos had already dipped their bodies with Cardi B, allegedly at the time of being said, that they all had fun with her. And even at the motorsport video shoot with Takeoff, Quavo, Offset, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, they was talking about how they was finna get into it a little bit because Quavo kept trying to touch on Cardi at the motorsport video shoot. So you gotta pump your brakes because Cardi B was a stripper at a time. And it's a difference in understanding the situation and knowing your position and who you with and understanding who I am today. All of these relationships almost are PR stunts. Why? To paint a picture for me and you to fall in love with them. That is exactly what's been going on. That's exactly what's going on. And that's exactly what's working. Why? Let me think about it. Think for a second. When you came in here and said, look up Christy and Desmond, and you was like, man, I love them so much. I hate that happened. I'm really heartbroken. That's what I mean. The investment that does to us because we understand as humans what we see is all that we get. And it's a difference when I'm saying it because I'm not saying that naturally, Ruth, you really love them or nothing like that. It's just saying like looking at them from the outside, you're like, okay, well, two people look nice, seem like they belong together. Okay, everything's great. They on YouTube, they on this, they on TikTok, they over here, they over there. Everybody looking good, everybody feeling great. But you don't know the good, the bad, the ugly, and the sickness that they've been through. Because everybody still come outside and put it on, regardless of what you're going through. So that's when we're thinking about things, when we're talking about relationships and people that break up or have to separate in relationships and things like that. Yeah, kids are affected by it. Think about it, Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk. They don't know Erika Kirk and the scheming she's been doing with Charlie and the situation she's been involved in with Charlie. But Charlie knew who Erika was. You better believe Charlie knew who Erika was. Yeah, he knew who Erika was. And that's why you got to understand how that happened to Charlie. Charlie got fed up. Charlie didn't want to keep doing what they wanted him to do. And now there's so much information coming about Erika's past and who she been working with and who she been dealing with and who she been doing wrong by. Has surfaced. And she's not going to be able to clean this one up when the public really get to cooking. Because now, see, us creators here on YouTube, the moment we get your life in our hands, it's over. Don't put yourself in a position where us creators get your life in our hands, because it's over. We don't need the news no more. If you ain't woke up by now and understood what's going on here at No Filters and across the YouTube world, us creators are the news. Yeah, we get your life in our hands. We get to cooking you. You might get burnt. You might get boiled. And get cooked well done out here and find yourself shipped off somewhere for being wrong because we didn't have to cook you. Because the news want to play with us. But then when the creators get involved, oh yeah, now we cooking. Now people want to start commenting. Now comments want to start being made when the creators get involved. You see what I'm saying, fam? That's how that's going. Trying to tell you what's really real. That's how it's been going. So when we talk about people like these type of relationships that they build and try to make us fall in love with so these people can take our money. Think about it. The first time we seen Jay-Z and Beyonce, oh my God, you know the bag that they got? The first time we seen Offset and Cardi B, you know the bag that they got? The first time we seen Papoose and Remy Ma, that was a whole decade of love and black love and just love. Relationship. Come on, fam. Frantzve Knowledge in the building. It's been a long time. Glad you're here. Happy New Year. You understand what I'm saying, though? So they know what they're doing when they roll out the red carpet or they roll out the recipe. Okay? Because you got to catch when they roll out the recipe first, fam. They roll out the recipe. Okay? And then they just keep rolling that recipe. They keep changing the people. That's all they do. They just change the players. They don't change the game. They just change the players. They don't even change the rules. They just change the players. And that's within all systems. We talking about these type of ducks, right? See, these full-grown ducks. These ain't no little quack quacks. No, this ain't no, that ain't them. These is full-grown Donald Ducks. You hear me, boy? Ruth Chris, you hear me? That's crazy. Ruth Chris Steakhouse in here. That's crazy. But you hear what I'm saying? That's how they know they cooking, and that's how they doing it, and that's where they've been doing it. So I just want you to understand, Ruth Chris. Like, think about it right now. Tiana Taylor just won a Golden Globe. And then all of a sudden, she got a black outfit on, covering up her mouth. That's a ritual. They done hit her with that old closed mouth ritual. And she doing it publicly, going to the awards. And she got Ocho Cinco on her side. Come on, man. You gotta know when they roll out the recipe and they just change the player to do it again. So when I say things like that, Ruth, I want you to understand being invested in a TV relationship is different. When they take real people from real life and put them on TV and then hype them up and then all of a sudden they become something and they start making people feel some type of way. Then all of a sudden you heard somebody then cheated. Or you heard somebody then went against the rules. But see, what you don't know is how many times has that happened. That's what you don't know. So when you invested and you say, oh my God, I hate they breaking up. I hate they giving up. I hate it's done. Lord, you know I love you. But when you hear that talking about people breaking up and it's done and that, you don't know how many times who cheated on who. So we can never say, oh, it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault. It's no. You don't know the details. So we can't invest in these people because they treat us like public relations. You understand? They treating us like nothing but PR. These are nothing but PR narratives. You understand? Nothing but PR narratives. That's it. Nothing but PR narratives. And we want to invest our time and our love in PR relationships. Shout out to Chris in the bill. We won't do it. We won't invest our time in PR relationships. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, subscribe right now, become a member, join to become a sponsor today. Never forget the Cash App. You see the super chat. You see the cash app. You see the super chat. You see the cash app. You see the super chat. It's all love. Whatever you're doing, I truly appreciate, because again, at the end of the day, it goes farther to touch somebody and reach somebody that needs no filter. Let's go.
The night owls. This one is for the night owls, the nocturnal of the audience. Hello, I am here with my red glasses on. Are these ones red? No, these ones are orange. All good. Let's jump right into it. Coach Radamus, okay? Told you Candace was going to talk about alibis. I knew it. That's why I made the video I made in the morning, because I knew by the time she went live, she was going to talk about alibis. I have some new information on the alibis, actually, that I did not see before, and that I know you have not seen. And we're going to get into those a little bit.
Talent
we're going
scout.
to go through some stuff
Hit that
that
like
Candace
button,
talked
become a
about.
subscriber right now.
You know,
Fans
it's
right now.
a new information / recapping type of thing.
True in the
But
building.
believe you me, when I do a recap,
That soup.
chef's kiss, it's something to wonder about, okay? Something to be in awe of. Believe you me, I'm not gonna leave you hanging here. This is not gonna be any typical recap here, but let's just run through some stuff, because there's some things that I don't know if I'd make full episodes on, but man, was I not expecting this. The whole thing about Tyler Robinson actually traveling to a steakhouse, the whole thing that surprised me out of the whole ordeal, that he traveled this length and everything, is that he got mashed potatoes. Doesn't seem like a mashed potatoes guy. Doesn't seem like a steak guy. You know what I mean? He's palling around with Lance. You know what I mean? He's palling around with Lance. I thought he'd be a salad type of dude, you know? But he got a steak, he got mashed potatoes. We're gonna hear Candace talk about that. Then we're gonna go through the alibis, and then we're gonna jump into the person who Candace distrusts the most out of this entire thing. And honestly, I think I agree with her, but let's just play this little bit right here. Oh, don't I have something else? Hold on a second. I know I have something else. Hold on. Because there's somebody, I think this guy might owe me money. Do you guys think this guy might owe me money? Hey, check this out.
Guys, enjoyed it. We'll be back. Oh, I stole that from Coach Colin.
Whoa, hey, I'm copywriting that thing. What? Somebody tell Barrett he owes me at least $3.13. At least that much, okay? Somebody put the word out. But shout out to Barrett. Shout out to Barrett doing the clap. I like that a lot. Shout out to Barrett. All right, let's jump into this clip.
Tell you that he did when he got there was that he pulled into the Cowboys Smokehouse on North Main Street. He grabbed himself a seat at the bar at this steakhouse, and he ordered himself some more food. Specifically, Tyler Robinson ordered a steak, medium rare, with mashed potatoes and vegetables. There were 3 servers that were working that night.
Wow.
And then after news exploded the following day and people began obsessively sharing, of course, the photo of the suspect, Tyler Robinson, having been captured after 33 hours, well, one of the servers recognized him as a person that was sitting at the bar the night before. So they decided to huddle up with management and said, no, that person, Tyler Robinson, he was here. He was eating a steak, he was eating mashed potatoes. Management said, are you sure? Are you positive that Tyler Robinson said, yes, I'm absolutely sure. Well,
Join
they don't
the
have any
Duck Hunt
cameras
squad.
at this restaurant. So what they decided to do was to verify that he was in the building, not by, of course, consulting outdoor video footage, which they didn't have access to, but rather just looking through credit card charges. Because Tyler Robinson, despite telling his roommate how he wanted to get away with this, remember the messages, and like, oh, here's what happened, I don't want anybody to know, make sure you delete this letter that's under the keyboard, but take a picture of it before you delete it, but read it, and then destroy it. He's trying to get away with this crime. Well, he used his credit card. That's how they found it. And so what they did was the right thing. They contacted the feds. Now, that's interesting because I would imagine that after 33 hours, when they sort of gloriously come out and yeehaw, we got him, I would have, and call me crazy, I don't know how this stuff works. I'm not an expert, right? We're not experts, but I would imagine the first thing that they would do is that they would probably just try to figure out where he'd been. And maybe one way they would do that would be going through his credit card charges. I would imagine the federal government had that capability. They didn't do that. Instead, they were contacted days later by this restaurant. The server filed a report responsibly and said, yeah, he was here. We have the literal receipt.
About who being skinny?
The literal receipt. And they explained that Tyler Robinson was not very talkative. He seemed absolutely fine and normal and was texting on his phone.
That's amazing. He seemed very, I could only imagine what he was like when that whole thing was going on. When he was just in there, they're like, sir, do you need anything else? Do you need some more mashed potatoes? Huh? What? No, I make love to a man. What? Huh? That's kind of weird. The man that I make love to, I have to message him right now. Please leave me alone. That guy's acting very odd.
What type of name is a new?
Why is there a rifle on his table? Huh? What? This? No. That's nothing. That's nothing. Please leave me alone. Can I have béarnaise sauce? Thank you. Thank you very much. Like what? He's just calm and cool? I'm telling you, man, there's a part of me that's like, maybe he doesn't even know what he was doing. I'm telling you, what do I call it? Mortal Kombat Ultra? The first letters, okay? Mortal Kombat. You spell combat with a K. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm putting down here? I'm telling you, man, they have the ability to make someone not even know that they've done something. That's a real thing. It's so weird. He just drove all the way to that place and he's just like, steak. It's so odd. And if it comes out that he wasn't even there, if that actually happens, if he has some kind of story that his defense has, that he was at this steakhouse, he went to another place, Candace even brings it up, he was helping his grandmother with something, and he wasn't even there, and he just says, I wasn't there. I can't wait to see what both sides have. Are they gonna show more video, or is that all they have? If what we've seen is all they have, which Candace has actually verified, that is the case, he'll walk. He'll be like, no, I was up at the steakhouse. Yeah, I was getting Dairy Queen. Yeah, no, I like to eat Your Honor, I like to eat dessert first, okay? Everyone knows that about me. Ask anybody. I eat dessert first, okay? And then I have steak. That everybody knows that about me. That's how I've always been. Ask my parents. It's so weird. The case gets weird, and they didn't even check.
So now, this didn't hit me all at once. It crept up. And listen, I've thought a lot about this whole situation. The Charlie Kirk, Erika Kirk, TPUSA, man, there's people that have devoted their entire lives, their whole channels to this stuff, okay? And I've been pretty silent for some time now, but I want you to hear me out on some of these things. Now,
he's skinny.
This one old clip has resurfaced, right? And then there's a name, and then there's background detail, and then we see a pattern here. And at a certain point, you have to stop saying that's weird, even though I said that's weird months ago, whenever like things like this would pop up.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I know. I love you. I love you.
I mean, you have to ask somebody, hey, film me for this when you make some content. I don't know if that I'd be doing that, okay? So there was a lot of things in the beginning that I said, man, would I do that, okay?
No.
And no, and then you have the people saying, well, everybody agrees differently.
Erika Kirk is fake. And at this point, that's what I was talking about. Because somebody was in here yesterday talking, hit that like button, double tap that screen first. Like this because you woke up today. It don't hurt nobody. It don't cost you a penny to like this, to hit the double tap that screen. It don't cost you nothing to just double tap the screen. That's it. You just hit, just smack me. Just double tap with your finger. Blah. Yeah, that's it. Easy work. But what's crazy work is, why would you have somebody film you while you at the funeral? You understand? That ain't the case. I'm gonna need you to like again, Ruth. That's how much it gotta be. You need to be liking 1,000 times right now. You hear me? Now listen, trip off this. Your boy Annual. I'll tell you about him. Annual. See, he the biggest Spanish rapper alive. Let me tell you what's going on with that brother. The fact that he did it with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne put him in a position. Now, what have you heard about Lil Wayne and Drake? Allegedly. People talking about they doing rituals in the back while trying to make music because they back there both acting like they trying to get it on some type of way for ritual levels, allegedly. You heard that 1,000 times. You even heard that from old artists. So it's a difference. But the biggest thing I'm trying to tell you is the level of how that boy that lost weight, how he has in the manner as he has, he needs to go see a doctor. Because in that world, when you hear things about Diddy, you hear things about Will Smith, you hear things about Tyler Perry, you hear things about other artists, you hear things about Fat Joe, you hear things about everybody, you hear things about this, you hear things about that, you hear things about you hear things about you hear things about there's gonna be a new record. You hear things about okay, that's what you could do for your life. Big hearts. You hear things about when you hear things about this constantly, that should put you in a mind frame that annual might then got into some funny business. You feel me, Ruth Chris? Then probably got into, you feel me, Lord? Then probably got into some funny business. That's your likes. After you hit that like button, hit the hearts. So that's what I mean by that guy. When we talk about people like Erika Kirk, Erika is going to constantly tell on herself by not trying to tell on herself. That's what's going on here. You understand? Erika is telling on herself by doing too much. Yeah, I see all the hearts and they coming heavy. But listen to me right now. Erika literally is doing too much, and that's what's telling on herself. She's trying to literally compensate for every level of what they told her to do. And because she ain't never done this, she don't even know how to do it. Naturally. You understand what I'm saying? Naturally. She can't even figure out how to do it naturally. Because naturally, ain't no camera when somebody died. Somebody's unalive and somebody passed. Somebody talking about in the funeral. You think they trying to get cameras in the funeral? That's for somebody famous, not the wife. The wife definitely not going to say, film me and then post this. The wife is telling somebody, don't film nothing. Don't post nothing. If you do, we suing you. That's how it works. So that's the point that I'm making when I'm saying she's telling on herself by doing too much. And that's sad because normally you can tell on yourself by not doing enough. Acting like you didn't love, acting like you didn't care, acting like all of that. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation and now people looking at you asking you, why this, why that, or why you didn't do this, or why you didn't do that. But the fact is she's doing it all. And she's doing so much, she overdoing. Because at a funeral, when somebody passed that mean that much to you, that's still a sacred place to mourn. And right now, she's not mourned. Even in her mourning time, she's chosen to do rallies. She's chosen to do public events in her mourning time. The time to mourn, she's out here in stadiums doing events. And then you out here in the midst of doing events, you telling people to stop trying to figure out what really happened. And that's how you know that ain't right. Because if somebody found out something that really happened and it seemed like it's bread and butter, oh yeah, we're going to get that duck sticker to you. We got you. Coming early on the No Filter store. Be sure to go to the store and check out some of that merch. We got everything all the way down to baby clothes, to coffee mugs, to hats, to everything. Stickers on your wall. You understand? All of that. So check it out. Hit that like button, double tap. So that's what I mean by saying that Erika Kirk, at this point, there are no more allegeds. There are no more actings. We all believe now that Erika Kirk either had something to do with that man unaliving, or she know who did it. She wants the world to move on from it because she wants to benefit from being Turning Point USA's boss now. So I believe that Erika Kirk and Turning Point USA, I feel like she dealing with somebody there that's on a high level. Yeah, Chris, she dealing with somebody that's on a high level. And because of that, her and somebody at Turning Point USA is probably doing this. They got Charlie out the way. See, there's no filter. See, we read the headline, then we read in between the line, 24 hours. Get it right. This is a real deal. You understand? Erika and whoever else then came up with whatever they came up. In my mind, this allegedly was really going on. Erika and somebody else then came up with getting Charlie out the way because Charlie don't want to do what they want him to do no more. And the only people that's benefited from his passing is Erika and Turning Point USA. Whoever the top man up there, that's who that is. You understand? That's the way it's going. So when you look at this situation, you can pretty much see Erika wants this to go away and it's not. She's involved some type of way because she wants this to go away now. And it's not going nowhere until we get to the bottom of it. And if the bottom of it contains her, Trump, J.D. Vance, all of these people, that's when you know 2026 has just begun. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, let's go.
You know, at some point that stops being an excuse and things just become strange, right? You say, nah, and then all the coincidences, it just can't be coincidental anymore, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So an old video has been circulating the past few days about EMP attacks, grid failures, infrastructure collapse, real world ugly stuff, the kind of stuff governments quietly plan for while everybody else scrolls Instagram and watches Netflix. And in the middle of it, guess who? Erika Kirk.
Threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one.
So she's talking about the various threats. Now, a lot of people are saying this is a CIA training video. The way the video is set up is that she is speaking to CIA or whatever.
Is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
So in this, she's presenting, explaining. She's very comfortable, extremely, like
Action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures in the United States: food, water.
And former head of the CIA, and it just goes through talking about EMP. Now, one thing here, you see Judge Janine here. We're going to come back to that in a moment because that's important, okay? But after you see this video and everything that's surrounding, you say, wait, who is this person exactly? Now, the thing is that Erika Kirk was not some random girl, because here's the lie people tell themselves, is they picture some random girl who just wandered off a farm in Idaho and accidentally ended up marrying Charlie Kirk. It's not what this is. Someone put together a montage here, Project Constitution, of appearances over the years. And just look.
Frantzve, and today I have the honor of interviewing Tim Ralston.
And if you know Tim Ralston's the guy, because I'm in the survival world, and back when I first started Black Scout Survival, he was one of the guys doing survival too. He shot his finger off or something.
Survival expert on everything. My name is Erika.
See, all kinds. She's very polished. Right here.
Guys, I'm Erika, your host.
Just very polished. Here she is with Jessica Alba.
Gorgeous June girl crush, Jessica Alba.
I mean, you see, man, you have her hosting on camera, TV segments. She's even been in pageants, okay, with Trump. Spotlight environments. That's what this is, spotlight environments. So this was not an accident. This was someone that was trained, who was groomed to be seen, come from being watched, comfortable speaking in front of crowds, in front of cameras, comfortable being positioned, and also comfortable being around very important people.
Oh yeah, shiny.
Now, that alone doesn't make someone evil.
So polished,
but
shiny.
It does mean they didn't just fall into visibility.
Tracy in the middle.
She just all of a sudden just stumbled upon and went for a job interview with Charlie Kirk, like they said, and got married. Seems to be she was groomed, okay? It's just what it looks like. This is the type of thing you see, okay? So was this a marriage based on influence? You have to ask the question. You really do. That the thing is, this is so foreign to us people in everyday life that would even be a thing. But trust me, in the world of celebrities, you see two heavy-hitting celebrities getting married, and then 2 years later they're getting divorced, or 6 months later they're getting divorced, or maybe you see up-and-coming celebrities, they get married to regular people, and then they divorce and they marry some very uber-famous person. Because all of it is strategic. You know how they talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is being one of these type of marriages, okay? And you have to say, man, if you want to be real for a second, you don't go from pageants, the pageant circuits, TV hosting, to standing next to one of the most powerful political influencers in the country by accident. That is what you would call a pipeline. Media polish, public-facing training, donor-friendly optics, and political alignment. And suddenly she's paired with the leading man of a massive political nonprofit that doesn't just comment on politics. Charlie Kirk made movements, man, right? He backs candidates, or they back candidates. They funnel money, lots of money, and shape narratives. You're telling me that just happened? Come on. After I've seen this stuff, I'm like, not anymore. Okay. And here's where the puzzle pieces snap into place. The mother. Okay. Defense contract adjacent work, infrastructure, government-facing contracts. Here's a 5-year-old interview here where she's discussing that.
She was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry.
Well, there we go. So government defense contract work, right? Just everyday stuff. And that's what she did for a living. And if you grew up around that world, you don't think like civilians do. You don't see government as some abstract monster. You see it as rooms, meetings, systems, and processes, money funnels. That's how people end up comfortable in conversations talking about EMPs and grid collapse. And I'm not saying because they're spies, but because that language was normal at the dinner table. Now, they live in Arizona, and this is where people really start squirming, because Arizona, if you didn't know, people think Arizona is just the desert, retirees, golf courses. Wrong. Arizona is a quiet defense hub. It's where aerospace and missile work clusters, electronic warfare, and grid resilience get tested. Defense contractors go when they don't want to get the DC attention. Serious work gets done without cameras, behind the scenes. You look at Arizona, Northern Virginia, and parts of Washington State, those aren't random places. They're defense contractor ecosystems. So when someone with a defense contractor family background relocates there, it's not a mystery. That's the geography matching the profession. It's whenever hey man, new business, we got to go here. That's where the business is a gold mine, a land of opportunity. Now, if you zoom out, okay, a childhood around defense and infrastructure, a move into the...
Oh, folks, it is getting wild out there. Folks, I don't even really know how to start this one other than, at this point, Erika Kirk seems like she is a honeypot. She seems as if she is a person that what you see is not what you get. It's several layers depending on, how she's feeling that day. So look, there's so much new stuff. This is going to be a 2-part video because I can't possibly fit all of this into one thing. There is a documentary or film or video or whatever the hell people want to call it of Erika Kirk presenting next to the CIA. And mainly this is about EMP attacks and the vulnerability of the entire United States grid. Why the hell would she be presenting about that? Well, her parents were deeply involved with this kind of stuff. Let's just take a gander here.
1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures in the United States.
Who is we when we put out this information? Is this the CIA? Because now the former head of the CIA is talking, and you had just talked. So what is your role here? The fuck is going on?
States, food, water, transportation, communications, etc. All 17 of the others depend on electricity.
If our grid goes down, you can't cook, you're not going to heat anything, you can't run any of your medical supplies, you can't talk on your phone, you can't take money out of a bank, and we turn into total chaos.
If this happens, the system stops.
If a transformer is taken down,
So for a lot of people, that's true. A lot of people are not prepared for something like this. A lot of people have no clue what to do if their power goes out for a couple hours. And it's sad, and it just kind of shows you the times we're living in. Preparation is just no longer existent. We have been hand to mouth for so long, and we're used to all of these easy systems around that people don't know how to run a chicken coop. They don't know how to garden. They don't know how to prepare or even build a fire. And I think the question people need to ask themselves is, when we're in the middle of winter here, if our infrastructure is attacked, if the power does go out, do you have a way to keep your family warm? This is one of the biggest reasons why so many people are getting the Vesta off-grid heater by My Patriot Supply. It's a space heater that doesn't use electricity or propane. It even doubles as a stove to cook your food on. The best part is right now you can get the Vesta and a bunch more preparedness gear as free gifts when you order the Winter Survival Kit from My Patriot Supply. So go to mypatriotsupply.com/HDC to see everything included. Guys, everyone downplays all of this stuff until something actually happens, and then they wish they were prepared. So go to mypatriotsupply.com/HDC. This is an investment. This is an investment into your future and your family. So continuing on with their CIA speech.
we have to order it from Germany or China. It's going to take a year.
Up till recently, there were no comprehensive protective solutions available.
We know what the solutions are. They're not expensive. They're not difficult to employ. We just need the political will to do it and the follow-through on the part of the electric utilities to get it done.
The White House is protected from EMP. The Congress and the CIA and the NSA, all of the areas that need to function in the government are protected. So why can't we be protected?
Around some of these facilities, you don't have much more than a chain link fence.
What does Erika Kirk have to do with any of this?
I think it is absurd when we now know that attack on as few as 9 grid substations could bring down all 3 major interconnections for the United States grid.
If the power goes out, you get the generator, and if that goes out, you get another one. There's never been a plan for what happens after that.
The director of the National Security Agency, Admiral Rogers, came out and said it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
So look, the fact that Erika Kirk is in this is extremely odd. How much vetting did Charlie Kirk do before he married her? Does anyone know the story on how they met? It was in Israel. And they randomly met in a line somewhere. Randomly. Random. I don't know, folks. Sometimes I feel like in America, we need something like this. We need a grid down situation to where our government can't do anything. We just go back to the caveman days. Let's just have a big reset. Just a reset button. Because everybody's sick of what's going on in America anyway, so why don't we just restart it? It would be fantastic. Just a joy. Then Candace Owens just dropped a huge story between Erika Kirk's Romanian orphanage and a sex trafficking organization. I mean, dude, so for those of you who don't know, Erika Kirk was a part of this Romanian, I don't even know what the hell you really call it. It's an orphanage, and apparently it was linked to a bunch of child trafficking stuff. And I'm trying to figure out how a young
hit that like button,
American
subscribe right now,
woman
you
is
fam.
involved in so many high-level things. Like, I can tell you right now, Erika Kirk is not that intelligent. If she was super intelligent, I can tell you one, even if she's not grieving, she would grieve properly publicly. If I was a part of her PR team, I would tell her whatever.
Hold up. We got Canada in the building. I want to know where you from right now. Where you at right now? What city you in right now? It's 100 people in here. I want to know where all 100 of y'all from right now and where you residing in right now and what you doing. Some of y'all laying in the bed looking at me. Some of y'all sitting down rolling the blunt. Some of y'all smoking. Some of y'all drinking. Some of y'all laid up looking at me on the TV screen. Some of y'all watching the phone, watching the tablet. Some of y'all just on the computer, period. Smoking, drinking, breathing, doing what you're doing. It might be raining outside your house, snowing outside your house, too cold outside your house, gunshots outside your house. It might be straight quiet. What streets and what city? Or even what country you in right now, fam? I want to know right now. You know you're in here with your boy Dilla T and my family here at No Filters. Let's make sure we hit that like button, subscribe right now. Don't get it twisted. We still here. We in the building. I want to know where everybody from. I want to know what the level is. I want to know that you believe in no filters. We got Canada in the building. Nova Scotia in the building. Ruth says she with me. Chris in the building. Columbia, South Carolina. Fam in the building. We got to pull up on Chris. That's how that go. Ruth Chris, that's what that is. Boston. We got Chicago in the building. He don't next. And Troy in Nova Scotia, Canada. You know that's different. Shout out to you, Troy. You said you ain't never seen this live. Okay, this your boy Dilla T and No Filters. We here Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. where we read the headlines and then we read in between the lines to here to be able to bring light to darkness, to inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a duck and if it quack like a duck, it's a duck. We ain't calling it nothing else. That's what's wrong with society. We see it, we read it, we believe it, and we look at it as something else. No, here No Filters. If it's a duck, we duck hunting season and we quacking them out. And that's the way it goes. Chi-Town in the building. Conway, South Carolina in the building. Houston in the building. Potions and ZELLE is in the building. Houston already coming through in the building, making sure we understand how we coming and how we going, how we living and what we doing. Making sure that we still breathing. I still want to know where the rest of y'all from in the world. Because you know we all love. Because again, we all in this together. Ain't nobody separate. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Haitian, Chinese, Japanese. You understand? It don't matter. Atlanta in the building, you already know, making sure we checking in. Robert Ferris in Boston. Robert in Boston checking in. LA in the building. Fort Knox in the building. I see you. Y'all see Prince in the building. Cynthia, Fort Knox in the building, making sure they checking in, coming in loud and clear, making sure. Memphis, Tennessee, Elliott in the building, making sure they know who in this thing like that for real and keeping it all the way straight and real and making sure we keeping it going here, fam. Let's not forget, Erika Kirk was just talking to the CIA. Ruth said her neighbor's Chinese. They funny. That's crazy work. But what's crazy is Erika Kirk was talking to the CIA about ways that the world can shut down. And that's very important to hear, because if you knew that that was Erika Kirk doing that back in the day, what are they talking about now? See, that right there, that video further let me know that Erika Kirk is working with United States officials right now. You understand? That's what this means. Erika Kirk is working with United States officials, and it's deeper than Charlie Kirk. It's deeper than Turning Point USA. It's deeper than what you thought about her and Trump and a pageant. This is her talking straight to the CIA about shutting down the world and ways to do EMPs. And it's funny because it's like, you stupid girl. Do you know you are a human in the world, and the world that you want to shut down, you will shut down with it? You think you're that important? You're not the president. You can be someone important in hearing what's going on, but you're not the president. Hello, back to you. Okay, that's what we're doing. I see you, boss. Let me tell you something. We have to know what we're talking about. If you work with U.S. officials and your mom and daddy was the head of this and that, Erika Kirk, I see Erika Kirk as Trump now, in my eyes, in my views. I see Erika Kirk as another Trump administrator, period. No love for us, just love for Trump and whatever they want to do, whether they wiping us out or they keeping us here to control. Erika is a part of that whole situation. And I'm glad this was brought to the front view, to the front row, so we can know that now all the creators have to go in on Erika because she needs to be exposed to the world, that she wants to be a part of the ending of all mankind and to the brutal slavery of mankind to come. When chaos and anarchy erupts, martial law will be in effect. And in that moment only, you're only going to do what they tell you to do. And if you don't do it, you will be executed right where you stand. Or you will be taken to a place to be held, to be executed at some point. You don't know what it's like, or you don't remember what it felt like not to have no resources. No resources, no phone, no food, no lights, no nothing. You don't remember what that was like. The only time you had no resources is when you was in your mama's womb. That's when you had no resources, no light. You only got a little food. But even in that sense, you ain't have no resource to do nothing because you didn't know nothing. You a grown man and a grown woman with a full body and a full mind. Some of you all, or many of you, have kids. And I say this to say it even more, Ruth. Because when we desire what we feel in the desires of our hearts, it is so heavy and so strong on how we go about things. But even in the same sense, none of you would know what to do if they shut down the world right now. Woo! I'll wait. What you gonna do? Because you know you single me out. Don't nobody be in here but me and you. It's crazy. But that's what I'm talking about. None of you would know what to do right now if they shut down the world. For many of you, you will actually call your mama and your daddy. And you 40 years old. That was smart, Trace. But I'm shaking my head like this because that generator only gonna go so far. When the generator run out, what we doing then? See, I'm trying to get you to understand, fam. None of you was trained to do what you're gonna have to do to survive. Let me say that again for the people in the back. None of us was trained to do what we're gonna have to do to survive. So that's why you need to subscribe, because we're here to save your life. So you can know what to do when that day comes. Because you're going to be calling somebody to find out what to do. And when gas run out and you're going to see, I'm trying to tell you something, Tracy. See, you're not going to be able to get gas if you don't have the mark of the beast. You're not going to be able to get gas if you don't do what they tell you to do. You're not going to be able to get gas if you don't have an RFID chip in your body. You're not going to be able to get gas. That's what I'm trying to break down to you, fam. Once they go in that mode, you can only live off what you have until you need them again. And when you need them, the store, food, doctors, the bank, healthcare, shelter, that's when you're going to have to make a decision about your freedom and about your kids. Because let me tell you something. A lot of you all are not going to want to take the RFID chip nor the mark of anything. But you're going to be forced to do it because of your kids. See, you didn't know that was coming. You be talking and thinking like, man, I'll never get the mark of the beast. I never do this. I never kill myself. Because you know if you commit suicide, where you're going automatically, in my belief and what I believe. So when you think about that, it's like, oh, you didn't think that your kids gonna make you have to make a decision for them. Your kid, you gonna have to make a decision that's gonna probably go against your everything, and you gonna have to do it to survive because your kids is still here. So this is why I'm bringing it up to you. That's why I'm telling you, fam. Hit the like button, subscribe. We here to save your life. These are things you don't know or you ain't thought of. They're going to use your kids to make you make despicable decisions. You're going to have to use your kids to feed your kids. You're going to have to make the worst decisions ever just to feed your kids, fam. Don't let that be your one-way ticket. See, and Tracy just ran right there. Jesus Christ. See, and this is why I want y'all to understand. When you ain't got nowhere to turn, who you calling on? See, when Tracy, I said, what you gonna do? Fam said generator. Then I said, how you gonna get this stuff? Then she said gas. And I said, okay, when gas run out, then what? She said, you know what? You right. And the last thing she just came was Jesus Christ. So, as you see what I'm saying, when all is gone and all resources have vanished and all help is out the door physically in your face, who you gonna call on? Lori said, God. So you actually got to ask yourself, why you ain't calling on him now if you not in danger now? Why we got to wait till we get to danger, till we got nowhere else to turn to call on the Father? I wait. No, I'm just saying, why we gotta wait till the worst of the worst? Why we gotta wait till we ain't got nowhere else to turn? Why you not just calling on them now for guidance, direction, and understanding of this same stuff so we'll know what to do then? We gotta wait till they go down? Why we gotta wait till they go down to call on them? Why we just ain't doing it now? That's the point. Because if your relationship ain't strong with him, he might leave you. Oh, think about it for a second. Think about it for a second. You ain't got no relationship with fam, but you're calling on fam to save you. Think about it for a second. Do that make sense? In real time, in real life, you ain't got no relationship with somebody, but you calling them to help you? What? In what world do that really exist? You might get one or two or three on the strength of a stranger to just reach out and touch somebody's hand, make the world a better place. You might get a couple of them. But you will not get anything without a relationship from anybody. That's why you better thank God that he's not a body. He's not the man. He's not man, nor the son of man to have to lie. You can call him right now. He's still going to be on your team without no relationship. I'm trying to give you the game. Because you're going to need this line of defense in your life. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers in high places and evil. You're going to need what I'm talking about. The guns and the bullets ain't going to just hit like that. You're going to need the Father who art in heaven. And I'm telling you, you're going to need to get him active for you. You're going to need him to get up and move for you and your family when the time comes. Because you ain't going to have nobody else to turn to. We all going to be in the same position as you. Who you going to turn to? And we going through the same thing as you. That's why you got to be a member. That's why you got to subscribe. That's why your notification bells got to be on all. That's why you got to join and become a sponsor. See, us here at No Filters, we recognize family. We recognize each other. We recognize that when war starts or when things kick off for real, even though we at war right now, psychologically, and they creating it physically, there's going to be times where something can be going on in Boston. And everybody at No Filters in Boston going to have to get to California. Or they're going to have to come to St. Louis. Or they're going to have to go to Atlanta. But if they ain't got nobody down there, how they going to get let in? Somebody in California going to have to leave and have to go all the way to Boston. Because of what ruckus is going on in Boston. On the East Coast. You understand? Somebody in Atlanta might have to get straight out the middle, straight from the south, and shoot out and go somewhere. And ain't got nobody but No Filters family to reach out to. Because we global. We around the world. We're around the countries. And that's why we need to connect and make sure that our relationships are stronger than ever. Because you never know the time or the day that it might go down. And your city or your state or your country might get shut down. And you ain't got nowhere to turn but call on God. And he might give you favor to think in your mind that you can call Dealatofficial. And my fam, here at No Filters, to save your life. Woo! You better hear me. When it go down, where you gonna go? Who you gonna turn to? Who do you know? Especially if you don't know nobody outside your city. I feel for you. You better get in here, No Filters. You better get in this family. You better become a member. You better subscribe today. You better pull up Monday through Friday so you can get this knowledge. Because it's power. And without that, we will be lost. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, keep going. Ruth, where you at? And Chris, Ruth and Chris, where you? Ruth, Chris, where you at? Lori, I see.
Whatever you're doing right now, do the exact opposite. Stop the fucking fireworks. Stop with the fake tears. Stop dabbing your eyes every second. You need to go on live TV and wherever and be on fire about what is going on with Charlie. But what happened is she gave a speech. Oh, you have lit a fire in this woman. Okay, we were all stoked. We were like, holy cow, it's about to get real. And then the next one was, I forgive you, after he's not convicted and after the evidence does not really point to Tyler Robinson. I mean, guys, remember, they still have to prove it in court that he did it. I just imagine his lawyers are having a damn field day with this. Okay, so can you show me any picture with Tyler with the gun? Oh, you can? How do you know he wasn't framed? How do you know he wasn't set up? It's going to be interesting. Anyways, folks, it's just kind of getting sick. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to understand all this stuff. I'm trying to, give the benefit of the doubt to a lot of stuff. It's something that I haven't been super good at in the past, but I'm really, really trying to find a certain level of understanding before, I don't know, being critical of things. It's just something new I'm doing, trying to be a little more Christian. But what is there to be understanding of at this point? So then they're still posting on Charlie Kirk's social media accounts. In my opinion, it's one of the most sick things ever. What if somebody doesn't know that Charlie Kirk is dead? What if they haven't been following it? And then they see Charlie Kirk videos from the past, and then they see a post from his account, and they think he's alive. It's just, what the fuck, man? But check out this, just feminism. Big feminism going on. I'll tell you right now, I had never heard of Erika Kirk ever before Charlie Kirk died. Not once. If you were to tell me, hey, who is Charlie married to? I would have no idea. I would probably guess Candace Owens before I guessed some blonde that apparently is, you know, in with the Israeli government and the CIA. So here's what it says. This is great. I love feminism. Just a great opportunity to just join us at our Women's Leadership Summit 2026, curated for women of all ages who are cultivating wellness, clarity, and purposeful growth. And then you just have a picture of you with your back to everybody in the post. So look, I'm all about empowering women, but just so everybody's clear, I'm very much a traditional person when it comes to gender roles and when it comes to what is realistic in the world. And I think it's extremely disrespectful that Erika Kirk took over Charlie's business or nonprofit or whatever they want to call it this quickly. How are you qualified? What are your qualifications to run that big of an organization? Oh, just because you saw somebody else doing it? Let me tell you something. Watching and doing is very different. It's why there are very few people on the Yankees and there are a shitload of people in the stands. Erika should be in the stands. She should be mourning. She should be a mother. They never have to worry about money again. But now there's this play of like, she's talking about midterms. She's talking about J.D. Vance in 2028. Here's an interesting one. I don't think anybody has ever seen the faces of Charlie and Erika Kirk's kids, but this is interesting. December 25th, 2024, and then September 9th, 2025, they got him on growth hormone or something. It's impressive. Where do I get some stuff like that? Y'all can ask my mom. I was a 12-pound baby. I was huge. Back in the time when they actually let babies get that big and didn't induce labor. When some people saw my frangible test, they're like, holy cow, you're huge. You don't look that big on camera. I don't know what to tell you. But I was a big kid. I was 6'1", 200.
And think about this, Chris, for a second. Look at this child, fam. That's December 25th, 2024. That's last December. No, the last December, okay? December 25th, 2024. And then they show this big kid a year later at September 9th, 2025. Crazy work, fam. Just like Obama and them. Found out that them kids wasn't even their kids. Oh my God. Then they start talking about the people, their best friends, had their kids around the same time. His kids was, oh my God. See, you gotta understand something. This again, PR relationships, bro. Write that down. PR relationships, man. PR relationships, Chris. You hear me, fam? PR relationships, my G. That's what the world is coming to. PR relationships. Because honestly, if these are the PR relationships that keep us watching them. These are the PR relationships. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I never heard of Erika Kirk in my life. I never even tripped off, he even had her around. And even if he did, I don't even remember a time where she came outside. Anytime you seen Charlie Kirk, it was Candace Owens with him. You never heard about his wife, never heard about this. I don't even know if he mentioned his wife and kids or anything like that in any of his interviews that he was doing with college students. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, if y'all know, let me know, fam. But I never seen her, never heard he had anything, and I don't even think he even mentioned any of them. So that further lets you know that. And there's another thing too, because Charlie don't get no pass just because he passed away. Let me say that again. Charlie don't get no pass because he passed away. You signed up with them folk, boy. You signed up with them folk and then you reneged. Stop playing, bro. No, you don't, no, that's what it's called, renege. That's what you did. You signed up with them, got as far as you got, then you found out the next level was not what you agreed with, and you was like, oh my God, we can't do that. Oh, that's crazy. Why would I do that? And that's what we're gonna do with the American? Oh no, I'm not doing that. Okay, so whatever y'all gonna do, whatever. And then all of a sudden publicly they gonna, and they talking about weeks before that man was scared of his life, like he was threatened already, knowing that they told him, hey, if you don't do this, we gonna do that. So get on board or don't. Mally Artworks 186 says, we live our eulogies. I like what you just said. I pray that you become a member, sponsor, and I pray that you subscribe right now, become a family member of No Filters. I truly appreciate what you said. We live our eulogies. And I've never seen or thought to say that or understand it, but that's a real thing. My auntie said that we're watching ourselves just grow old. Yeah, every day we work to get money, to live different, to live, to have our kids live like we didn't, or to have things that we didn't have when we grew up, or to live a certain life that we admire because of what we went through. We do every day we work for that. You ever tripped off that, fam? We work for that every day. Charlie Kirk. But we work for that every day. And your life just go by and you won't even trip off that it just went by that fast. Because why? This goal that we're after, to live different than how we were born, or for our kids to feel the difference than what we didn't feel, or for them to go through things we never went through. This is a real situation here about how things are happening and why we do it in the manner we do it in. And that's the problem right there. We got to shut that down, because life will just pass us by. And then when we look back, we're going to be like, man, I tripped. I should have this. I should have made her stop her. I should have stopped her. I should have did that. We live in eulogies. All we doing, we occupying our time here. We've come up with the traditions of how to take care of our own bodies with technology. That's all we've done. When you look at movies like The Hunger Games, or you look at movies like Game of Thrones, you're looking at people that had a way of life and had nothing, and they just had to get it how they live. So they had to create, they had to take land. They literally had to have relations with their family to make their family line grow. So they could still, so their family name could still exist. So when you're looking at stuff like that, it's just funny how it was so many years and decades ago and generations ago that we are still here today operating in that facet, but with technology. Because all of that in those movies are real. I watch that stuff because I be wanting to understand how we could not have survived those times. Let me say that again. I try to understand how we couldn't have survived those times. You have to understand, them people was just born into the earth. So whatever was there, they had to deal with it and figure it out, create. They literally had to bathe themselves in lakes and rivers, no soap. They had to wash their clothes, blood off clothes. Kids had to see people executed. They had to walk through fields and villages of just dead bodies because somebody came and ruled them and nobody came to clean up bodies. And back then, the only funeral was burning a body and sending it off to the lake. So when we talk about stuff like that, it's a difference, fam, because that's the way of life. That's the way it was. And I'm just telling, it's just funny how that is still going on today. The Bush administration, presidents, you got to understand something. Political people are having insects because they want to keep their name amongst the earth. They want to keep their name in power. The moment their last name is not in power, that whole family don't exist no more. In politics, in power. So people like the Rothschilds, like Chris said, Rothschild, Rockefellers, Morgans, people like those names. You have to understand these people have had to be within their own selves, cousins, insects, things that Great Britain, the Queen. You think you don't get what I'm saying here? These people have had to be amongst their family and stuff like that because of the secrets and everything that they've done and had to do to keep them in power. It ain't pretty at all. Ain't none of them people that did to stay in power pretty. That's why they trying to look pretty every day, because everything the decisions they've made are ugly just to stay in power. That's why they got to come outside looking like millions of dollars and smelling like fresh cologne when they ain't even washed their bodies. Just dirty, bad people just keep putting on clean stuff for you to see them in that image, but they dirty underneath. That's a real thing. So I say that to say about Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk, understanding who Erika Kirk works for. She knows this. She knows the level of that what they have to do for power to remain and for power to shift. Because today, you don't even matter. It's the power that matters. And I think you need to hear that again. In today's world, you don't matter. Power is what matters. People have power to change your life. People have power to discredit you with one word. That ain't them. That's the power that they have. It ain't never been them. It ain't never been them. It's always been the power that they got. Whoever your boss is at your job, whatever her name is, she'll never be able to fire you. But the position that she in and the power that she hold in that position is why she can fire you. It's power. Get you some power. That's why we're here to save you and no filters, for you to think different and understand psychologically the war. For you to understand spiritual warfare, psychological warfare. Then you can understand why the physical warfare comes last in today's life. Back then, in the Game of Thrones age, it was nothing but physical. But they had to use psychological being and means to make people that's weak-minded do things. To make people that's weak-minded give up their thrones. To make people that's weak-minded give up their power. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Understand what power is today. Understand your power. Understand your power. Homework for the night. Let's get right. Let's get real. Let's get it together and understand. I want each and every one of y'all to write down your powers. That's why you want to subscribe. That's why you want to be a member. That's why you want to join and become a sponsor. That's why you want to subscribe today. Because here at No Filters, I give people homework. I want people to understand who they are, understand where you're at, and understand where you need to be going. You're going to need power to stay here. You're going to need power to survive. And you're going to need the power of God to keep you. As always, fam, you know what the level is. Monday through Friday right here with your boy Dilla T, 9 p.m. sharp. It don't get no better, it don't get no worse. It don't do nothing but get greater, it get best. You already know, fam, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all pulling up and pulling in. making sure that you're hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and sharing this with the world, family. As always, fam, I truly appreciate y'all just giving me your time, your attention, and of all your love. For you to never understand and never forget that we're here to read the headlines. We're here to read the in-between the lines. And we're here to inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a, talk like a, it's definitely a duck, and it's duck hunt season. And we right here ready to join the duck squad so we can start getting them to quack. As always, fam, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all showing love, making sure that that Cash App keeps getting that love, and that that Super Chat keep getting that love, and that those stickers that y'all seeing, y'all need to know that that goes a long way here at No Filters to make sure that we reach out and touch somebody's hands to make this world a better place if we can, fam. As always, I truly appreciate you understanding. Right here, bam, the raffle. Never forget. End of the raffle. Put your $5 in that raffle as a man, $5 as a woman. That one man and one woman will win a free Dilla T, No Filters hoodie, signed by your boy Dilla T, sponsored by Nene Love Savvy TV. You already know what it is. As always, fam, I truly appreciate you pulling up, making sure that you get you something to eat, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke, if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. You in here with your boy Dilla T and my fam. And this is No Filters. Good night, family. Y'all be safe. God bless.